Hello, guys. How are you today? I'm just sitting here and thinking, has anyone ever called you toxic? Has anyone ever been toxic to you? Oh, wait, let me begin this way. Do we even know what toxic means? We keep saying at the beginning of every year or at some point in our lives that we want to get away from the toxic people in our lives, from the toxic situations in our lives. So, toxic generally just means poisonous, pervasive, person or situation. So when you say you want to get out of a toxic place from a toxic person, there's one thing I need you to realize, that we all have a trace of being toxic. Could be small, others could have it in a very mighty, major way, but we all have a trace of being toxic as a parent, as an employer, as an employee, as a friend, as a partner. We all have a trace of being toxic. Question is, are you this person who holds grudges a lot? Because people who hold grudges a lot, they are people who have unfinished businesses with themselves. And so you expect everybody to dance to your tune. If people do not do things the way you want, then you just don't like them. You hold grudges. You put boundaries between you and them because they did not do exactly what you wanted them to do. You have unfinished business. Go and deal with it. Are you this kind of person who just pushes boundaries? Like, someone cannot say no. If someone says no, then they're being toxic to you or selfish. Newsflash, you are the toxic one. You are the selfish one. Are you abusive? Physically, emotionally? And we do this most times without us even knowing. Of course, some people know and they are told, and you are very lucky if someone comes and tells you you're toxic, because then you have an opportunity of sitting down and trying to find out and ask yourself, why are they saying I'm toxic? What do I do and how can I change? And the best way to do that is to go to that person who said that you are, because otherwise, if you check yourself and you do not find a reason or a situation that you don't understand why they say this, then go back to that person who said it and they will let you know how toxic you are. But again, let's be very careful. There is a very thin line between being toxic and being firm. Do you know the reason why most teenagers, or some teenagers, or some children generally call their parents toxic? And I am not refusing that, yes, there are parents who are very toxic, true to that, the meaning of that word. Some parents come out as toxic to their children because of what their childhood was. And what they do is project what happened to them onto their children. Or in short, they are trying to protect their children from what they went through. And back to the same thing that I've been saying, deal with your childhood. Deal with anything you went through so that you don't get to project this to your children, to the people you work with, to your partners, because this is how that word toxic in reality comes to life. Have you ever met those bosses who you feel that they're so much on your case? No. Most times they are really trying to do the right thing, but then there could be something that they had experienced somewhere and they are trying to now put their best foot forward, and they probably come through as toxic. Bottom line, we all have to reevaluate ourselves. Go back and check yourself and find out what fears are you projecting to other people. Listen, before you say somebody else is toxic next time and you want to get away from them, I want you to realize that you could actually be doing them a favor getting away. I want to get away from my toxic friends. Trust me, some of them are just there with you because they do not want to hurt your feelings. Have you ever met these people who, when you're having a conversation, then their word is final? It's their way or the highway. Have you met employers like that, bosses? Have you met siblings who things have to happen the way they want? They are not asking, they're not seeking opinions. They have said it and that's it. Those are traces of being very toxic. And if you thought that you're being in charge, newsflash, you're being very toxic. So my point today was just to let you know that we all have a trace of being toxic. You do not have to run away from friends and family. You check yourself first. You could actually be doing other people a very huge favor by staying away. And if you have unfinished business from your childhood or as you are growing up or with anyone, just try and sort it out, because those are the things that make us toxic. Thank you very much for listening to this show, Opening Up the Closet, because this is where we get into our unconscious and our minds and just find out what is it that is stopping us from reaching our purpose. What is it that is really dragging us and pulling us down, and we cannot make even meaningful relationships or, just go on with our lives in a very nice, easy way. Until next time, have a blessed day.